Hey, Frank, I want to get your thoughts on the roster moves. First of all, with Augustine and Gabriel.
Yeah, we wish DeAndre well. It was really just a need thing. He had an opportunity to have a bigger role somewhere else. He felt, and we granted that to him. And we had a need for more point guard and shooting. That we were able to pick up with DJ Augustine, someone I've coached before, who's a solid pro. That can really shoot the basketball and really play make. We've lost. Obviously we began the season thinking we'd have Rondo and Kendrick Nunn. In those spots, and we dealt Rondo and haven't had Kendrick all year, so DJ really fills a need in that regard. And Wenyen is someone that we've been high on, someone we believe has upside as a really athletic 6'9", 3-and-D type player.
First of all, just from a chemistry standpoint, any bodies along those lines, find rotation spots or a specific Augustine.
Yeah, why? I mean, we think DJ can help provide depth, but we're not looking for new bodies to change our energy. The improvement has to come internally from within, and our group has to figure things out. We got to keep pushing buttons and making moves and challenging our guys to play better and more consistently. Nope, he's out still. Yep. Yeah, it's just, I'm not sure the exact terminology behind it, but something happened at the last Golden State game, that led to some swelling, and until the swelling goes down, he's going to be out, but it's not anything that's supposed to be long-term. He is still day-to-day. He was on the court working, sweating yesterday, and is getting close.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be remiss to try to compare the two.
Body language. Did you change your process at all?
You call it out. That's the first thing you do. And you understand it's a long season, and even though we've had way too many of those nights, it's time to put that past us and talk about some things that need to be better. To help the overall energy of the group play better, and then turn our attention to Dallas, and that's what we did today. We checked the box of going through the areas where we failed, and there was a lot of them. And then it was okay. Let's look at what we're doing and see if there's what kind of adjustments we need to make with what we're doing, who we're playing, to come out stronger and have a different result.
By you saying who you're playing, are you considering a starting lineup adjustment for tonight?
I'll discuss the lineup in 30 minutes.
I didn't ask for the lineup. I asked if you're considering changing.
Considering, yes.
Okay.
I've considered it pretty much after every loss all year.
And the follow-up is the addition of DJ Augustine, does that have any correlation to where Kendrick's at in this ramp-up process?
Hopefully not. It really doesn't. We just don't know about Kendrick. We're still hopeful, that he comes around and is able to ramp up and do it without pain. And the MRI comes back, where we wanted to see it. It hasn't happened yet. So, until we see him back on the floor, we need help in that position with that skill set.
And obviously, he fills a similar role, backup point guard, to Rajon Rondo. Why was that move made at that time?
The Rondo move?
Yeah.
Well, Rondo was, brought in here really to be a third-string point guard behind Russell, not to play with Russell. Their skill sets don't fit. They don't match on the floor. So, he was not playing, or when he was playing, it wasn't a good formula for us. And he had an opportunity to have a much bigger role. And, so we granted that to him and, went with other guys. I'm not aware of what you were talking about. I did not.
Secondary event, LeBron indicated that he is still obviously affected to some degree. What is the state of what he's dealing with? Step back.
Yeah, they've not talked to me about it being a problem right now. It's just something they have to keep an eye on. After a heavy load, after he plays minutes, it's not something he's going to get out in practice the next day. It's not something that, we'll have to look at if we played back to back. We don't have any back to backs, I think coming up for another week or two. But it's just something that they have to keep an eye on, but it hasn't been, anything alarming where we feel like he'd be out.
Frank, obviously part of the Augustine move was probably some shooting related things. And you've talked about how cold you guys have been. Why hasn't Wayne factored more into that? For a pretty good stretch of the season, was a regular guy in the rotation.
Yeah.
I think he's only played 10 times since Christmas.
Yeah, we just have, we've gotten more two-way production out of Talon, Austin, Malik, and Stanley, is the simple answer. I like what Wayne brings to the table in terms of being in the right spot defensively, and executing our schemes. And, obviously he's one of our better shooters, but the totality of what the other guys were bringing to the table on the defensive side of the ball and their ability to attack off the bounce and play make, those guys earn those minutes.
To follow up on that, has that been some of the challenge for you in terms of putting together these rosters? Obviously, those guys have been better two-way players, but none of them have been the spot-up shooter. That it's like,
yes,
you're always pulling from one thing to get something else.
It's the nature of our season. The better defenders haven't shot the ball consistently, and the better shooters haven't defended consistently. That's mental toughness, and we haven't been good with that too often this year, where we have the next play mindset. There's going to be some frustrating plays throughout the game, either with what you did, what the refs did, what the coach did, or what a teammate did. And you can't allow that frustration to spill into the next play or the next series of plays. And, that's happened too often for us this year.
Frank, you guys haven't used your two-way guys that much this season, but with DeAndre now out of the rotation, is there a chance that you guys give Wenyen a shot? And he's obviously played in Portland and New Orleans.
Yes, there is. My understanding is that he will be with us full-time, not really with the G League unless, there are smaller stints that require that. And we will give him a look. Hopefully we can get some practice time. We can see him and see what he can do up close in person. But he has a skill set that fits what we need. We've had the successful stints this year have been with Bron, Russ, and AD. And the younger, energetic guys. So we'll have to see what Wenyen brings to the table. But it is possible that he gets in the rotation and plays some.
Just going back to DJ. But have you interacted with DJ since
Well, I know his game really well, and I have exchanged text with him, and when he gets in, I think he gets in late tonight, and we'll be able to sit down and talk more in depth of where he fits on our team. But I like what he brings to the table, not just with the off ball ability to shoot the basketball and stretch the floor and give our guys more space, but when we played smaller lineups, either with AD at the 5 or even LeBron at the 5, DJ, when he played with Vooch, I thought had his best stretch of his career, those final 2 years in Orlando. where Vooch was a 5 and they were playing a 5-out system with an open paint. He's a very, very good pocket pass and pick and roll playmaker, and you have to go over his pick and rolls or he will beat you over the top. And he almost beat us last year, when we played Houston in this building, so he can still go. I think he's going to help us. We think he's going to help us, and looking forward to sitting down with him.
Is there somebody in your locker room?
By committee, I think Bron is probably the most consistent, with guys. But look, Russ has been really good of late. Kent Bazemore, not in a rotation, is always talking and always being energetic and positive. And, really a lot of our guys are just trying to keep us going in the right direction and keep us staying positive.